Today we're going to go through my favorite pens in the whole entire world, and these are liquid ink pens, and because of that, one, they're absolutely beautiful, but two, they have a tendency to challenge even the thickest of paper because they have a tendency to do bleed through, where they actually seep through and you can see the pen colors on the opposite side, as well as ghosting, which means I can see the outline of what I have written on the opposite side of the page, thereby rendering that other side of the page not so great. So today I am going to go through a test, a bleed through and ghosting test with 16 different pages from all different planners that I have pulled out the pages. And you can see, in case you like the same pens that I do, how well these planner pages stack up against my favorite pens. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help online businesses digital downloads using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do unboxings on Saturday. Now today we are going to look at my favorite pens and see how they stack up in planner pages, because some planner pages are so expensive, like $60, and then they're completely useless because I can only use one side of the page and the other page is totally pointless because it ends up bleeding through. I could use a ballpoint, but what's the point in that? I don't like writing with a ballpoint pen. That's just my personal preference. So what pens do I love writing with? I love writing with the Pilot Razor Point pen. Now, the Pilot Razor Point pens are not that expensive. They are from Japan. I can only find them for some reason on Amazon. Actually, I say they're from Japan, but they're made by Pilot, which is out of Jacksonville, Florida. But the point is that they are liquid ink, and for whatever reason, they only come in this pack of predefined colors. So you can buy the blacks by themselves and the blue and the red by themselves, but my favorite colors are these three on the end, which are the light blue, the purple, and the pink, and they don't sell those individually. I've written to them many times, but they won't do it. I have to buy the whole pack. So what do you get in the pack? You get a black, I don't know, flip this open if you can see. You get a black, you get a brown, you get a green, you get a dark like royal blue, and you get a red, you get a light blue, a purple, and a pink. And in fact, for my fitness branding, when I was first starting out, those were my branding colors because I just love them so much. So, you know, when people ask you, how did you get your branding colors? On a better assessment of the market and what would resonate well with my target audience, but instead I just picked my favorite three colors because it was my first time going into business, and that's how I did things back then. It's very important for me when I'm picking out planners to find ones that can stack up against my favorite pens. So let's check those out. We're going to go from worst to best. The absolute worst was Day Designer at $39. It failed on both ghosting and bleed through, and it actually failed so bad I made it the worst because these marks that you see here actually bled through onto the page that faced it, which I think is, like, I guess extra bad. There's actually a video, if you're wondering, there's a woman who did, she had 3 different Day Designers and she showed the ghosting and the bleed through on all 3 with different markers. So, you know, definitely not something to get unless you're going to use pencil. The next one is Daily Greatness. And Daily Greatness was $49.99 for the business planner, and it failed on both ghosting and bleed through, as you can see over here. Now, the bleed through wasn't as bad. It was more prevalent in certain areas, but definitely did bleed through. The next one is Sacred Ordinary Days, and this one at $52 only failed on ghosting. In fact, the rest of them, nobody else failed on bleed through, just ghosting, and you can see here the outline on the other side. And the next one is Start Planners at $60. I really did not expect ghosting, but it's pretty strong over on this side. It ghosted everything that I wrote, not just some things. Same thing with Erin Condren. Her planners are $55, assuming you're not going to get any personalization. And same thing, this one ghosted pretty strongly, just like the Start Planners. Now, the next one is May Designs, and these are notebooks, and they failed miserably on the ghosting all the way through every single page. And they vary in price. I didn't put a price because they vary from anywhere from $12 to $25, depending on which version you're getting. The next one is Moo Notebooks. Now, this is a wholesaler, so you could buy them individually. I don't think they sell those a lot. Those are $29.99 for one of these notebooks, but you probably don't want to become a wholesaler of Moo because they do have a significant amount of ghosting. Now, the next one is, I love these pages, even though they do ghost. I only use 1/2 of them. This is Japanese paper, and I know you can't feel this, but it's so silky smooth. I think there's a special coating on here to make it feel like that. But they failed for sure on ghosting. And the reason I say I still use them anyway is because I mostly just use them to practice calligraphy or hand lettering, so I only use one side because that ink is so thick anyway. The next one is DaySpring. This is a religious planner, and this was $29.99, and this one failed on ghosting. I could see everything on the opposite page. Now, this next one is only slight. This is the Plum Paper planners, and these planners range in price again, anywhere from $30, $35, I think, to $50, depending on which version you're getting and how much customization you're doing. And this one I only had slight ghosting, so you can see the wording, but it wasn't too bad where I was too annoyed. It wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't horrible. The next one is Chalene Johnson's PUSH Journal. This was $37.95. This is a fitness sort of journal, and again, I said slight ghosting. This page felt really thick, so I was surprised that there was any ghosting at all, but there was some slight ghosting. Again, if you're using these in a dark spot, I guess maybe you won't even notice. The next one is Cultivate What Matters. Now, I don't have power sheets because those sell out so quickly, but this is her, obviously, her Bible journaling pages. And so over here, again, like I said, there's slight ghosting. I can kind of see it, but it's not too bad. The next one that did not, this first and only one that didn't fail on anything is the Bloom Daily Planners, and I was surprised because this planner that I bought was only $5. Now, I did get it on sale on Amazon, but they use 100 GSM, and when you use 100 GSM, that's going to help a lot with the pages, so it's not going to do any sort of bleed through or ghosting. And the number one winner is Passion Planners. Now, these were $35, and that's a little misleading because I actually got this planner for free at a Pinners conference, and they use 120 GSM. I believe they're the only ones that use that high of a paper thickness, and as you can see, there's no ghosting. I guess there's a tiny bit. So there's a little bit of ghosting, but when it lays flat down and there's a page underneath it, I didn't see any ghosting at all. So to recap quickly, worst to best, Day Designer was the worst, then Daily Greatness, then Sacred Ordinary Days, then the Start Planner, then Erin Condren, then May Designs, got Moo Notebooks, Japanese Silk Paper, you have DaySpring, you have then the slight ghosting, Plum Paper, Chalene Johnson's PUSH Journal, Laura Casey's Cultivate What Matters sheets, and then you have the best ones, which is the Bloom Daily Planners and the Passion Planner. So basically, it doesn't matter how much you pay for the planner. The Daily Greatness Planner was $49.99. That failed on both. And the Day Designer was $39. And I believe their other planners are even more expensive than that. So huge fail over on there. In fact, I would say the Day Designer actually failed the worst out of anybody of all of the planners pages that I tried today. Now, I hope that was helpful to you, and in fact, now that I think about it, I should probably just do the pen test on every unboxing that I do. All right, I hope everyone is having a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.